In the short video that you are about to watch, you will see the Meyer family eating dinner together. The two boys, Ethan and Jesse, are sitting with their parents, Dan and Nancy. Dan, because of his hearing loss, has a hard time hearing questions that are asked to him while he is seated at the dinner table, especially when he is concentrated on eating his food. While watching the video, take note of how the boys continually ask Dan questions and how Nancy proceeds to make him aware of the questions being asked.
Hey, Dad, can you pass a napkin?
Honey, yes, for the napkins.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, Dad, can you pass the salt, please?
The salt. He wants the salt.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In the next short video, the Meyer family is still eating dinner together, and the boys begin to ask their father questions about going car shopping that week. While watching the video, take note of how Nancy begins to answer all of the questions for Dan, and how quickly he becomes pushed right out of the conversation.
Hey, Dad, when can we go look at cars?
We'll go on Saturday.
Okay.
What? Dad, why can't we go tomorrow?
Because Dad works on Thursdays. He works late.
Now we will talk about a few tips and strategies to use in these types of situations that will make your spouse feel more involved and less out of the conversation. Tip number 1, do not talk for your spouse when someone asks them a question. In the scenario, we saw Nancy answer all of the boys' questions that were directed to their father. In turn, we watched Dan end up looking confused and left out of the conversation. Instead of responding for your spouse, try to get their attention first so that they can answer the question for themselves. 2, it is also important to not consistently repeat things to your spouse. In a group setting, this can embarrass them or make them look or feel too dependent upon you. Instead, you can bring humor into the situation to avoid putting them on the spot. 3, talk with your spouse about their hearing loss. Talk about how you can deal with it in a group setting and ask your spouse if they are comfortable telling others about their hearing loss. If they are, you can make sure people in a group setting know about your spouse's hearing loss. This way, others are aware and can use clear speech and be intentional about including your spouse in conversation. 4, in a group setting that is very large or loud, it is recommended that instead of continually raising your voice to get your partner's attention, get closer to them. By doing this, there is a larger chance that your spouse will understand you on the first try. It is very important to be able to communicate with your spouse in a group setting. More often than not, you'll find yourself in a group setting, whether it be at a family gathering or at church. By applying these simple strategies to your everyday conversations, you can help your spouse to feel much more comfortable in a group setting and help them to be able to participate and communicate in the conversations.